So I remember almost 2 years ago, I was on a train, and the train was full with exchange students. And I see this girl, and she was speaking English with such a sexy foreign accent. I did not know what accent it was, but since it was a sexy accent, and I personally love the Hispanic accent, I assumed she was Hispanic. But then I heard her speak her own language, and she said the word Louis, and that's when I know it was Italian, actually. But I remember sitting there and eavesdropping on her conversation. And I hear her saying that there was this German guy that she had a crush on. And my mind immediately went to myself. That she was talking about me. And I'm not even German. So why the hell was I thinking about myself? Well, it's because at that moment I realized that not specifically this girl, but there is some other girl out there with a sexy Italian accent that has a crush on me somewhere, and I am just not aware of that. Because I thought to myself, assuming that this girl is straight, she is attracted to men, and I am a man. So there is a possibility that there exists a girl with an Italian accent somewhere out there that has a crush on me, that is thinking about me, that wants to be with me. And that realization made me feel so much power, and it made me feel so proud of myself. And now you might be thinking that this thing where a girl has like a long distance crush on a man, on a guy, only happens to the most top tier attractive guys that are like a 10 out of 10. But I will have to disagree, because a perfect example is Hamza. He has been rated by Wheat Waffles as a 7 out of 10, and there are a bunch of girls that are basically fantasizing about being with him, and Hamza has spoken about this multiple times. I cannot really find an example right now for this video where he says that, but he has said multiple times that girls are pretty much writing eroticas about men like him. And he is just a 7 out of 10. But I always used to think that I was a 9 out of 10 on like a Richter scale. But after starting and running this YouTube channel, I've then realized that actually I am a 4 out of 10, aka a low tier normie. And when I realized that, my immediate thought was, well, I am a low tier normie right now, but I will work on myself and I will become at least a 7 out of 10. Because as they say, a man is born without value, but a man can acquire value and become a high value man. And you might be thinking that it's all genetics, and if you have bad genetics then it's over, bro. But Hamza is once again a perfect example that proves this theory wrong, because when Hamza was a child, he used to think he was ugly, and he was this little chubby kid from Pakistan, right? But then he worked on himself, and through hard work, he became this like high value man that all the girls desire, and who has managed to make a lot of money online and create this huge empire online. And so I think to myself, if Hamza managed to do it, then so can I. And you might be wondering, why am I obsessing so much over being like attractive to the opposite gender? Why am I obsessing so much over having the opposite gender have crushes on me and all that? Well, it's because of two reasons. The first reason is simply because it is something that makes me happy. Like, whenever I felt this pride, this power, that there is this, like, girl out there with a sexy Italian accent that was thinking about me, that was having a crush on me, I felt powerful. And that made me feel happy. It made me love myself. And I love having that feeling and I want to have it back. And I am someone who, if I want something, I will do pretty much whatever it takes to get what I want. Because, as they say, chase your dreams. I don't want to be that person who ends up being on his deathbed and is like, oh, I wish I could have done that. It's like, no, if I have a dream, I will do whatever it takes to get there. I used to have a dream that I wanted to be a comedian. So, like, I wanted to do a stand-up performance in America and hope that I would be taken into SNL. So, this summer, I went to America, I did a stand-up performance, and I got a bunch of compliments that my jokes were clever. And now I am just sitting here hoping that some agency takes me into SNL, and if not, I will try again. But the point is, I had a dream, I wanted to perform stand-up in the US, and so I followed it. I performed stand-up in the US. And now, I want to be a 7 out of 10 on a Richter scale. And so I am currently working on myself to become a 7 out of 10. To become like a high-tier normie / Chad almost. So I am going to the gym almost every single day. I make sure that I get enough protein so that I can build muscle. I try to get at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. My body weight is like 150 pounds. So I'm trying to get like 100 something grams of protein every day. I'm taking creatine. I am eating healthy food. I avoid processed food unless I have no choice. And yeah, I try to make my hair, I try to wear good clothes, because I want to achieve my dreams and I want to be happy. But the second reason why I am obsessing over being attractive is because the perk of being attractive is not only that someone somewhere with a sexy Italian accent is gonna have a crush on you, but also that more people are just gonna listen to you. Because here is a very brutal realization that I received as someone who turned out to be a low-tier normie. Is that if you are a low-tier normie, not only will you really struggle and it will be especially if you are a man, it will be basically impossible for you to attract women. But also, when you're on a YouTube channel like I do, a lot of people are only gonna watch people who are at least moderately good looking. And so if you are not good looking, even if you have the most insightful and the smartest things to say, people are still not gonna listen to you. And I want people to listen to me, because I have some really powerful realizations that I made about myself and the world that I talk more about in my other videos. And so I want those messages to get across to as many people as possible. And therefore it is also very important for me to be as good looking as possible. Because through my good looks, if I can get as good looks as possible, I can convey my messages more effectively and thus help other people, help more people. And so, those are currently the 2 reasons why I am obsessing so much over looking as good as possible. And I plan on recording like 2 videos from now on where I document like my glow up journey. And if I fail, then I will have to ask for some professional help. But basically, to give some mild spoilers, like I am currently going to the gym, I am trying to upgrade my wardrobe and like my style. And if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna I'm gonna look for professional help.